Okay, have another video going up here. It is whatever day it is. I think it's almost Wednesday. These are the 3/4 blacks that I got from Gary Musso. Wasn't getting much out of them. I really wasn't getting anything. I had one fry out of each female about a month ago, and then I'll show them next. One of the females had about 20-25 fry last night, and the other one's having some fry now. I can catch them up here. I think we got one right there. So yeah, he was just born a few minutes ago, so I thought I'd get the happy event on film. Now, I think this is the one that had him yesterday, but I'm really not sure. Possibly not, because she's much wider than the other one. But either way, it's great to get some fry out of them. There was a good dozen or so that I saw. I was going to clean this tank, basically take the fish out plus a gallon of their water, and then take the whole tank down, dump the plants, and clean out the entire tank, because as you can see, I'm getting some green algae of some kind in there. So these guys are a little tough to find. I think there was a bunch up there. And you can see he's got the red stomach or pink stomach. Yeah, don't see the rest, so I'll move on to some other fish, because I was a little surprised to get some more fry. So this is the tank with the glass is kind of stained, I guess. I have to take it down and probably use that barkeeper's friend stuff on it, and let it dry and rinse it and set it back up. This is the other trio of the 3/4 blacks. You can see I got a good bunch of fry in there. It's about 15 or so. There's actually about 7 or 8 from each female. These are a little bit smaller, the females, but this one doesn't look as good, but she just had to fry a little while ago, and this one had them yesterday. So I'll be pulling them all out, putting them in another tank to grow out. But definitely nice to get fry out of both trios. And I do have to clean this tank, or at the very least take half the water out, turn the tank around, and see if the other end is less cloudy. So I guess that's just build up from the Philly water. God knows what's really in that stuff. So, but these look good. A little tough to focus on them because they're tiny. In fact, it's not focusing on them because they're tiny. But you can see they already have a bit of a black tail. It's pretty cool. So, very good. And I'll move on to another one. All right, this might be a little tougher to see. These are the 20 or so fry I got from the other 3/4 black female. They're just in a small container for a couple nights, and then they're going into this 10-gallon tank. But I'm acclimating the tank. Actually, I filled it up, put some plants in from another tank, and just let that marinate for another day, and then I'll move these guys and gals in. So probably about 20 or so, a little more than that. They're starting to move around a little bit. Definitely some good news, getting some more. So I probably got about 40 fry out of the 3/4 blacks within a couple of days, after a couple of months of almost nothing. So what's a specimen? It's an Italian astronaut. A specimen. Yeah, it's terrible. All right, these are the whatever they are, the ones I got a couple of weeks ago. Platinum red Mosaic big ear guppies. Now the females, one of the females has gotten darker pec fins as they acclimated, so that's pretty cool. The other one's kind of getting bullied a little bit by this female. So I'll have to see what's going to go on with that. I may have to kind of separate them maybe for a little while. Not sure. I have plenty of plants at the top to give them anybody hiding who needs it. So we'll see what develops. Sometimes they just chase each other for a day or two and then they stop. So let's see, show the other ones because I had a bit of a surprise in the other tank. I wasn't expecting anything out of them yet. That's the other female. I think she just dropped a bunch of fry a couple hours ago. You can see them all throughout the tank. I did feed all the fish some live baby brine shrimp to try to keep the adults from going after these fry until I figure out where I'm going to put them. So, not sure how many are in there. There's a lot of plants, which is good. And I think this was the male that looked better than the other one. But let's see if we can get him on here since I mentioned that. Good size pec fins, nice coloration. I guess it was this one that had the better coloration. Yeah, this one had the better coloration, so what do I know? So they don't seem to be bothering the fry, which is good because it's just about midnight. I don't know if I'll upload this video tonight or just do it tomorrow. But the other female is pretty close to having fry, so I don't want her to have fry yet until I get these other ones out, because I want to keep the fry separate. Although this female is starting to get more of the mosaic pattern in the tail. Not as much as this one has. So I don't want to mix the fry. So the good news is this is the one that had the fry. That's the one with less of a pattern. So I'm going to grow those fry out separately and monitor them to see what goes on. I don't want to have a funky change in the fish, so they're going to grow out separate. So there's a Chinese mafia. They made me an offer and I couldn't understand it. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess I'm not in. So I did get to watch some really good, terrible movies. I did get to see a couple of the sci-fi channels. Just, they're so bad, they're great. The 5-headed shark attack and 6-headed shark attack. Just two gems. Some great special effects, which looked like they were made by a 9-year-old. But really cool scenes where sharks walking on land, which they all do that. Cool stuff. And I also watched some Mystery Science Theater ones. Fire Maidens from Outer Space, complete dud. And the other one, which was actually so bad it was good, was Village of the Giants. And that was made around 1960, I think. Or probably a little later than that. And it was like Beau Bridges' 5th or 6th movie. He was like 20-some years old. Looked like a different guy. And if you're old and you know some music from the 60s, I think it was an English group, the Beau Brummels were actually in there, faking their way through playing a couple of songs. Really bizarre movie, but thank God for the Mystery Science Theater comments because it made it pretty funny. So like I said, there's a bunch of fry in there, and these are the lower swords. And tank's a little cloudy because I just did a water change, but I have a couple more with the pattern, which is kind of cool. And this was the cross of the Schubel full green to half black pastel female, two of them. Now I don't know if I can get it on here, but I think it was this one that has a little bit of green in the front part. The tail's not great. I have to see how that grows out. But this is a cross that is just going to stay in there until I start getting some fry. And then I'll judge what I have in the next generation. Because a lot of times with the drops from the crosses, the second generation is much better than the first. So these are primarily half black pastels, but you can see I have a little bit of green in the front here and a little bit more of the black pattern. I think you can see it better on this one. Pretty weird. So the cross definitely took. So we'll see how it goes. And the fish look good. So that's a good sign. So, all right, I'll keep the video kind of short. And I will also mention that these two Mafia hitmen were walking deep into a forest, and one of them says, "Man, this place is scary as can be." And the other one says, "Tell me about it. I have to walk back alone." Ba-dum-bum. All right, there's an assassin snail that's alive. Really not doing much. Although, there's a dead snail, so I guess he's slowly getting to him. All right, thanks for watching. I'll have another video up in a couple of days, and I appreciate it. I hope everybody is staying safe and staying sane while times are still crazy.